everybody, we're back.
We're back. We had some technical difficulties that we hope we've sorted out.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. So we're talking about love and what love is, and one of the things that occurred to me is the whole thing about, you brought up the biblical text.
We were saying that, I was saying that I believe that God put that in all of us to, probably it's part of the purpose of life, to find that and achieve that so we could get to that state in this world. I think that's what he had originally intended.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I believe that unconditional love is divine love. That's why I don't like calling it unconditional, because I don't think God himself, who is divine love, would call himself unconditional. You know what I mean? I know I'm going on. But then that, to me, I just look at it as love is love, and however it shows itself in a healthy way, of course, is love.
In a healthy way.
Yeah, because to me, if it's not in a healthy way, it's not love. You know, if it's not showing itself where both people involved are experiencing positivity from it, then
and growth
and everything that it encompasses, and it's what it's meant to be in a positive way, it's not love. I think that's what I've been trying to say this whole time. I just had an epiphany, sorry, but that's the point I was trying to make. If it's not if it's showing itself in any other way than through positivity and growth and whatever you want to call it.
But are you saying, because I don't think this is what you're saying, because so I want to clarify this,
not
just for me, but for everybody else. Because with growth, there's usually struggle. So
True.
It's not going to be felt as just smooth and nice and whatever, because love.
No, I'm not saying that to be
right,
perfectly. No, of course there's going to be obstacles. Love comes with obstacles all the time. But that's what I'm saying. Is how the obstacle is. How am I going to say it? Is produced, I guess, is what's going to define whether it's from a loving state or not.
Because sacrificial, when you're being sacrificial,
it's a loving state. You're giving of yourself
for the benefit
of others or another person. But if it shows itself, if the obstacle is coming, I don't know how to use an example. Okay, if the obstacle is coming, okay, I'm just going to use an example. If the obstacle, and this might be okay for some people too, but okay, I'm married. And if my husband said he wanted to have an affair.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Where are you going?
No, that's what I'm saying. But no, I'm just saying, if he said he wanted to have an affair, me telling him, no, you can't. Some people would consider that conditional love.
Okay, but then what comes to mind now?
But I know where you're going to go. You're going to say, do you stop loving him because of it?
You mean if he does do it?
If he does do it, does that change the love you have for him?
That would have been the second place I was going to go. Okay. But the first place I was going to go is, are we now talking about, is love the same as commitment? So you guys have gone into a contract, and whatever the details of your contract are when you got married, right? We're going to just be with each other, and that's whatever they say, right? So is that, there's commitment in terms of contractual agreements versus, now to the second thing I said I was going to get to, which is what you just said, does that mean that you don't love him even if he doesn't? Does that mean that you no longer love him? Does your love cease for him now if even he does break what I'm going to say is the contract?
Yeah. Well, then technically it would be up to me to decide if he's breaking the contract by my whatever answer I give. Because if I say it's okay for him to do it, then he's not breaking the contract.
Right, and a lot of people have...
But I was going to say, therein lies the question. Do I still love him after that? I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. I haven't experienced it, thank God, but I don't know. I would hope that I would, but I don't know.
But see, the thing is, and here's the thing. Okay, you would hope that you would forgive him and be able to move on, but still, does that necessarily mean if even you don't continue in the marriage, if that was your choice, does that mean that you don't still love him?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
And that's where, for me, I would say, if it were me, I can choose if you've breached a contract, or if there's a contract, and if it's something that, whatever, I could choose to no longer be in that, either whether it's a marriage or whatever it is. But for me, it wouldn't mean that I don't love you, because my thing is that if I love you, I love you, stand alone. And it doesn't matter what you do or what you don't do. What you do or what you don't do may matter in terms of what type of relationship I'm going to continue in with you, right? But it doesn't mean that I don't love you.
Yeah.
I can love you and kick your ass out the door.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? I can love you. I can leave you loving you.
Well, no, that's true, and I absolutely get that. Maybe that's what I'm not projecting properly, but of course I could still love someone after the fact, even if we do break up or divorce or whatever. The love will still continue.
And this is you know what? This is really important because I think again, leading up to this whole Valentine's Day thing and leading up to whatever, I think that's really what I'm trying to, for me and maybe for others, is to try to challenge people to really understand.
Love.
Are you really loving when you're saying you're loving? Yes. Have you really grown? And challenging yourself to grow again, to get over those mountains of ourselves. Because again, I don't know if this came up in the second segment or not, in that other segment or not, but that the real, I think, pathway to finding this and achieving this state and understanding of unconditional love is getting over ourselves, getting over the mountain range of ego elements or ego aspects. So insecurity, fear, desires, expectation, all of these things, getting over them and challenging ourselves to develop those spiritual muscles to climb each and every one of those mountains.
No matter what.
No matter what.
That's
right?
The whole point,
Yeah. So it's really, like, are we even examine, I mean, this is now going to take me back, and I'm going to go and examine every relationship that I have and ask myself, do I really, but you know what? It's not even already done it, because that can change depending on.
Exactly. Well, no, you're talking about the past relationships that you've already let go of in your mind. Was I living in unconditional love at that time? I don't think so.
Even the ones you have today. Are you doing it now?
Well, yeah.
Are you living in them today?
Working more towards it. It's a daily work.
Working more within it.
Within it. Sorry, yes, but. You just said that I can go back to the ones in the past, and I can look at them now and say absolutely no.
Wasn't.
It was all about conditions.
It was all about
It had to be looked this way. It had to be this way. This is it, or bye. You know what I mean?
Bye.
So yeah, but now coming to the place where we've discussed, it makes you stop and sit and think. Okay, wait a minute. Let me just sit down, have a cup of tea. Let me think this through. Think, and you do tend to go into yourself more now to really navigate, examine, is this really love, and do I really love this person in the love that we're talking about?
And what I just thought of too with that, your words and how you everything was just gave me a little bit of an epiphany. I really and truly think that yes, love is something that I guess we do, but here's my thing. I really and truly think that love, it's to the degree that I look at it like this. We're vessels, okay?
Absolutely.
We are vessels. And let's suppose within this vessel, we can fill up however much volume, right, we have in us to be filled up. And we can choose to fill it up with anything we want. Some of us have maybe 50% love in there and 10% fear, maybe 20% insecurity, desire, whatever it is. But I do believe that to the degree that we move out of the way, yield to love, filling us up totally, total surrender, and yield and move, and these are the mountain ranges again that I'm talking about. Get rid of all of the space that is not occupied by love. And allow love to continue to fill up and fill us in. To that degree, we will be are in and operating in love and through love. Because now it's not even that we're loving. We are letting love through us.
Yes. We become love.
Exactly.
Then once you love, there's nothing else.
Yeah.
Once you are in that state of love, there is nothing else.
Once you've gotten the hell out of the way of it and moved yourself and all aspects of yourself out of the way of it. And that's the difficult part, because we're so tied to our identities and who we are and how we feel and what should be and our rights and our wrongs, morals, all of these things.
Societal pressures and absolutely. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, right?
And to me, that is just love.
Come back to the beginning.
To me, that is
and
love,
that is truly
and love
is.
It's a state of being.
But I think we had to go through this exercise because we could have just stood here and both said,
love is this and that's it.
End of show. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.
And that's why I said we have
Tune
to go
in to us next week.
And that's why it's so awesome, this camaraderie that we have between us, is that we can play devil's advocate, even though we know we're of the same thinking, but we have to play devil's advocate, because even playing that, sometimes you learn something more.
Oh my gosh, I've learned so much from talking with you and going through these things and fighting with you and deciding she's wrong, I'm right. She just doesn't realize it yet. But then
you go home at night and you're like, wait a minute. Something you said yesterday. What was that again? And then it's like, you know what? I think you were right. And you couldn't have you put it perfectly what I was trying to explain. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly right. It comes down to being a state of your being. It
truly is.
You
living really have to. I wish I had that poem from Khalil Gibran, because honestly, I was excited. That just.
Oh, I don't have my phone.
But we'll do that another. We'll do that another day.
There's
Maybe
so
we'll open
many.
it up. The next one with it, but and it's. I really think that's what it is. It's when you completely surrender. Consciously, though. I mean, I think at some point there comes a shift where you understand. We understand these principles as we're going through life, and we understand what love is. Depending on we get them from different religious institutions or whatever have you that tell us what these things are. But at some point, at least for me, there was a point where it became such a conscious decision on my part to measure and gauge everything that I'm doing. I used to sit there, and I got to a point back probably about 10 years ago where everything that I was doing, regardless of how I was feeling, this actually helped me. Mm-hmm. I would ask this question when I was challenged internally. Mm-hmm. What would Jesus do?
Yes, I knew you.
And for those of you who are Muslims, maybe it would be, what would Muhammad do? Right? And going all the down. Exactly. What would, so, and in that state, it allowed me to stop and pause and not go on impulse, not act on fear. Again, to the extent that I allowed that love to fill me in that moment, right?
Everyone falters. Right. Falls short.
But to the extent that I could allow that love to just, and pause and take a step and move out of the way, it was, what would Jesus do? And then interestingly enough, and I always looked at Jesus as being synonymous to love. Yeah. What would love do? And what would love do in this situation? Right?
Absolutely. And I think that is where we have to completely try to always refocus back to that space. Always. When dealing with anybody. Mm-hmm. It's difficult. Anyone who knows me personally knows it's difficult, but it's a work in progress.
You know what's beautiful about that whole exercise too, of what would love do and filling yourself? All of a sudden now, your whole lens, the lens that you're looking at changes. Yep. Because now you're seeing the world, or you're seeing that situation, or you're seeing that person through the eyes of pure love. Love. And therefore,
you can't hurt or destroy. You won't. It wouldn't be a thought in your mind, because you're looking at them as.
It's perspective. It's all about vantage point, right?
It's all perception and perspective. Yeah. Which is, that's all. It's all. But yes, once again, I think we've gone down another road.
Gone down another road.
But a great road. There's going to be many, many more, and we hope you'll tune in again.
Yes. So.
And also you can let about weighing in.
Yeah, absolutely. So. Again, as you see, Tracy and I, we kind of just go down and you're giving me my mind. I can't even really say a closing because I'm so affected. Somewhere else. Yes, go ahead because I'm here right now. I'm so affected by this conversation. But thank you very much for tuning in. And what I would really ask you to do is to really share with us what you think. Share with us your thoughts, because we want to learn from you as well. And I mean, whatever your thoughts of this. If there's any insight that you can give us into what we've already talked about, if there's another perspective, your vantage point based on your experiences, certainly share that with us. If you like what you're hearing, share that with us. And
even if you don't, in a very constructive way, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to help to expand on my opinion or on Tracy's opinion, please, we welcome that. And we really hope that you do. So I think we covered a lot here, and for now, Tracy and I would both like to thank you for tuning into Seeds, and we'd like to know, what seeds are you going to plant today?